So yeah, that Nintendo Direct did happen. We talked about some things already. One thing I noticed, a particular fan base was pretty disappointed. And I knew it was gonna happen because I knew we wouldn't get no news from this game. One of the biggest, if not the biggest hit from 2020 from Nintendo, Animal Crossing was missing from this Direct. I knew we wasn't gonna see it because, let's be real, they probably still working on it. But that didn't stop a lot of people from being upset that it wasn't there, and it had me thinking. And this conversation came up in stream when we were talking about things that kind of just messed up gaming, and someone jokingly said Animal Crossing, and it was like, nah, you know what? I don't think it was really them that messed things up. I think that a lot of disappointment with Animal Crossing was either a self-inflicted wound or expectation from what we got in the past. So in this video, I want to talk about why people burned out on Animal Crossing so fast and why people are wanting a new one so bad. And of course, I'm people. I definitely want a new Animal Crossing soon, but also I understand why it wasn't there. Were you expecting Animal Crossing, and is it a game you're looking forward to? Let me know in the comment section how you feel about that, and let's get into the video. Now, the first okie doke that people got hit with was when they announced Tomodachi Life, something I am excited for, but seeing them palm trees and that art style, a lot of people thought they were seeing some more Animal Crossing news. Now, me, in my head, I was thinking this is a Switch Direct, and I'm pretty sure they wasn't gonna announce an Animal Crossing that was gonna be on the Switch when the Switch 2 Direct was coming the very next week. But then we got to the Switch 2 Direct, and we saw a lot of good things, but one thing was missing, like I said, and we did not see Animal Crossing. And a lot of people were disappointed, and I get why, because Animal Crossing kind of left a hole in a lot of people's hearts. Me personally, I still play it, I still enjoy it, but also, I didn't think it would be there because Animal Crossing has shown that it's a game that can revitalize the Switch, or Nintendo, as it has new fans now, but other fans that are waiting for that game. And I don't know if y'all remember, but the first time they announced Animal Crossing, it actually got delayed. But selling 20 million in 1 year, a year that's contributed to us being in COVID, and then selling another 20 mil after that, lets you know that people are waiting for the next game. But also, one thing I noticed is that Animal Crossing left a different taste in folks' mouth. A lot of people enjoyed it, but at the same time, for some people, there was just not enough content. And honestly, that may be true. But as someone who played all the older games, I kind of saw the writing on the wall when we were playing it in 2020, because a lot of people pretty much played this game in a different way. Let's talk about how the pandemic was a double-edged sword for Animal Crossing. See, we were stuck in the house. Actually, day one of lockdown happened when Animal Crossing came out. And with a lot of people not knowing when they were gonna see their loved ones, their friends, time, what we're gonna do in their spare time, some people turned to Animal Crossing. A lot of new players discovered what Animal Crossing was, and it was a way to socialize, because this was the first game to have multiplayer where you can be on the island with someone. And it was a good time for me because there was a lot of people that I was hyping this game up for, and a lot of them was like, I just don't see the point or the charm in this game. But a lot of my friends and a lot of homies and a lot of people were introduced to the Animal Crossing world with New Horizons. And 2020 might have been a year to really boost the Animal Crossing franchise, which, let's be fair here, Animal Crossing still sold well before 2020. And I always thought it was gonna do big, but I didn't think it was gonna be 20 million in 1 year big. But the player base has always been a big player base if you kept up with it. But now, this double-edged sword of being in 2020 during the pandemic, which ain't over by the way, led to why a lot of people burned out. And why is that? My first reason is, and this is not me being a gatekeeper, but this is me noticing and knowing that this was gonna happen. People didn't play Animal Crossing in the traditional way that it was intended to be played. And if you're new to the game, you're new to New Horizons, you're new to Animal Crossing, and you got nothing to do, you're gonna be playing this game all day because you're liking it, you're loving what it's giving you, and you're playing this game all day. And you play the game, you buy games, you play how you wanna play. But for the most part, Animal Crossing was a game that you took with you. Handheld Animal Crossing was the best Animal Crossing in my opinion, outside of the GameCube version, but it was a game where you checked in throughout the day to see if something new, do some errands, check on your villages, check on your people, and continue your day. It was one of those games like checking your email, checking on your people. I woke up in the morning, check to see what's going on, talk to a couple of villagers, send some mail, pick some weeds, and go on about my day. Afternoon hit. Oh, is there an event going on? Let me go ahead and check and see what's going on. I'm gonna catch a couple fish, get some fruit. All right, let me go ahead and play something else. So let me go back to the house. Or let me go to work. Then nighttime hit. Oh, let me go see if something's going on. It was a game that was a situational game. Now you can play all day, but it was one of those games where it was meant to take a break. It was meant to check in, check out, and just play it over time. That's why a lot of people have so many hours on New Leaf, because A, they either played it a lot or they never got rid of it. They still love their village. They love the country that they have. And New Leaf was one of those games that a lot of people loved, me included, and still to this day, some people feel like it's the best in Animal Crossing. New Horizons did do some things to kind of catch up, but it still doesn't feel the same for a lot of people. But one thing that really hurt and made people burn out is a fear of missing out or time traveling, for instance. And one thing is, a lot of people are impatient when they've seen things. I remember seeing and hearing homies say that, man, your island looks so good. I don't have that yet. I want that. I need this. I want to make my island, but your island looks better. Some people didn't want to play the game because they felt that they couldn't be as creative as others, because New Horizons introduced a terraforming thing that wasn't in the previous games. Yeah, in New Leaf, you can do a lot more customization than the previous games, but New Horizons took it to another level with you being able to terraform, build bridges, putting things where you wanted to build it, giving you more freedom on how you wanted to build up things. The tearing, adding pavement, even where you place houses, where you place things. Back in the day, they put it where they wanted to put it, wherever they wanted to put it. So a lot of people were getting real creative. And I heard a lot of people say like, dang, I'm not gonna get like that. I don't even want to play anymore. Or let me time travel. Let me time travel so I can get what they got. So this bridge can be built today so I can keep going. And think about Animal Crossing. Animal Crossing was always a game that pushed out content throughout the year, throughout the day, throughout the week. It was meant to wait and see. It was meant to do what you need to do and wait and have something to look forward to. But I contribute this to not having anything to do, but also just content and content creators too as well. Because let's be real, a lot of us that played for streams, we needed content. There was a game that we loved. Outside of us liking the game, but also having to provide content. And who wants to watch somebody not do too much? You have to time travel in the sense if you want everything available to show off. So I think playing the game for content or as content creators, but also playing the game impatiently, made people burn out a little bit quicker. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with time traveling, but time travel defeats the purpose of how Animal Crossing is usually or traditionally played. People not wanting to miss out. There were a lot of things that were made. Treasure Islands, which I think is a cool idea. But there were some people that was hacking and putting hacked stuff in so people can get it. One cool thing that came out of this was the stock market. Like the stock market was kind of cool, seeing everybody come together to get this money and get rich up in Animal Crossing. But again, it took away from that feeling of waiting to look forward to something and looking forward to events. And because of that fear of missing out and wanting things when you wanted it, because we had a lot of time on our hands in that year. And we burnt out on the content real quick. And speaking of content, it is safe to say that New Horizons had some things, but it just wasn't as packed with content as previous games. And it didn't help that they stopped supporting the game after 2-3 years. But the thing about that is, Nintendo already told us that they were going to stop supporting that game after 2 years. They told us from jump. But they also didn't perceive how popular it would be. So many people feel like they should have kept going when it came to dropping more content for this game, even today. And me personally, like, I get it and I understand, but also they told us what they told us. And I know that team went to work on other games, so that was another problem, that they went on to work on Splatoon 3, which is another big game for Nintendo, especially in Japan. And people were like, where's my content? And to be fair, a lot of games don't continue supporting that game after 1 year. So the fact that we got 2 or 3 is something in itself. But also, I understand where people come from when they say, hey, your game's successful, you got a lot of people playing, drop some more stuff for us. And they did drop little updates here and there, adding things that was already there in previous games, like the holiday events and things like that. But we started this game off with no Brewster, and there's a lot of people that had their own buildings. One missing feature that I wish was still in this game where we could have built up to was Main Street that was in New Leaf. Like, that shopping district was so cool to me, and imagine having that shopping district with multiplayer. Instead of having this island you go to see all these people that had their own shops. Even seeing a Happy Home Academy have its own building with Lyle and everyone. Shrunk, who actually taught you the most to learn from other people. Like, they took a lot to kind of streamline the game. And I know you can put fireworks in the game, but I don't know if y'all remember that we used to have constellations that we made ourselves in Animal Crossing Wild World and City Folks. And I think that was a dope thing. Missing features from older game really took a lot out of it, and people were expecting that again. And this is coming from people that played Animal Crossing beforehand. Because a lot of my Animal Crossing fans always still tell me to this day that New Leaf was better. And honestly, I agree. At this point, New Horizons, when it first started, was like right here. And New Leaf was up here. I think New Horizons finished by right here, and New Leaf is still above it a little bit. But missing features really took a lot. Like, there was so much that they could have still brought into this game. And that's why people had a point of why, like, things like Amiibo. We had Amiibo cards finally brought in the game. But do y'all remember we had like Ganondorf and Epona as villagers in New Leaf? You probably don't. Like, New Leaf had so much more content, and even the OG. One thing a lot of people ask about and don't like is the fact that villagers aren't mean anymore. They aren't sassy anymore. And that contributed to a lot of the content and a lot of talking from villagers getting stale, and you got to the point where you ain't really talk to them like that. And now they got their head down mad at you. But that's okay. And this is not just forget the smaller things. Like, again, like even the fruit. There was way more fruit selections than in New Leaf, and we got like 4. Like, what? Come on now. We got plenty of people playing this game, plenty of friends. You could have had way more fruit on them. I know that's a little thing, but that's a thing I don't think should have been that hard to do. Even things like mini games, like Tortemeyer had his own thing, but now one thing I will say is the lack of some things led to creativity from others. Like, I've been on islands where people made their own mini games and prizes and shows. I do a DJ session on Animal Crossing in game, but the music is outside of the game, so it's like we're clubbing or having fun. So New Horizons force you to be creative, for one, because of some of the lack of things that they had. Like, I just wish that they took more from New Leaf in the time that they had, and I understand why some Animal Crossing fans are burned out. So this is a little review of what I said. The pandemic was a double-edged sword. It did increase the player base. A lot of people got to try it, but a lot of people played it a lot and did not play it the traditional way. So they burned out a little bit easy because they had more time on their hands. They had content to make. They had more people to play with, and it was something they were enjoying, and they had that fear of missing out. And seeing people islands and sometimes made them like, I don't know. But in my opinion, I do still believe New Horizons was a good time, especially once they added the last DLC with the Happy Home Paradise. And that's one of my favorite parts of it, because I get to decorate all these different homes. But it added some other features, and the fact that Brewster wasn't there is kind of nuts. But Harp Island got upgraded to what we kind of saw some things in New Leaf. You can cook now. Gyroids was a staple in the series, but they didn't come back to the end of the lifeline of Animal Crossing New Horizons, which is nuts. But I do believe that final update, that final Happy Home Paradise, did bring New Horizons up to a tolerable point, but still a lot of people felt that things were missing. And it's a tease when the last time we got an update for a game that everyone that still loves and still plays was in November of 2021. Again, I understand how people feel, and I understand why people got burned out. So the next Animal Crossing really does have to pick it up a notch. And even if they just bring back old features to New Leaf and Wild World and population growing, like, if they focus on new things and other quality of life changes, Animal Crossing can be a hit again. But you gotta support this game longer. But this video is already getting too long. So if you want to see me talk about what I would want to see, or if you want to let me know what you want to see in Animal Crossing, and I include it in the video as well, let me know in the comment section. But how did y'all feel about Animal Crossing New Horizons? Did you play this game? Did you get tired of it? Did you get bored with it? Did you burn out? If you're an OG Animal Crossing fan, did you like the other games better? Did you wish you saw other things in New Horizons? Let me know in the comment section. Y'all have a good one, and bye-bye.